Coach, can you go
taking a vow of silence until then.
Can you give us an update on how the scrimmage went the other night?
Sure. Things. It went good and bad. One of the things that's kind of tricky with school starting so early for us this year. That was our first scrimmage. Training camp. We don't really break camp until Thursday, even though we're already a week into school at that point. It's kind of a different schedule for us this year. So, and with school starting, you almost feel like that's the second scrimmage. But for a first scrimmage. Good. There were some real positives. Some older guys performing at a high level. I think Dak was pretty sharp. One defense. I like the energy our defense played with. I thought they did fairly well for the night. Do a good job creating some 3-and-outs. But as it gets going into the scrimmage, some young guys in there. A lot going on for them. Some guys first time in the stadium. A lot of errors and things that you can't have when you get ready for a game. Some blown coverages led to some big plays, some critical penalties. Some false starts and silly things like that that we got to get cleaned up. And we can't have those type of issues in the second scrimmage. You want to play good football in the second scrimmage. That's a clean football. And where guys are executing and then someone makes a play, one side of the ball or the other, more than, hey, the offense had a big play because there was an MA on defense, or a false start penalty just ruined a drive, that sort of stuff. We came out. The best part of it, I think everybody was pretty healthy. Sore, banged up a little bit, but no issues.
Talked about the install for the younger guys. What did you see from them? Trying to remember what was installed in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah. Sometimes they got it, sometimes they didn't. You see just a lot of the brook trout look. I have no idea what you just said, and out there on the field. But what we did actually when we go to the young guys, we try to keep it a little bit simple. Do a lot of base stuff when the young guys are in there. We're base offense, we're more base defense, so they can get used to playing in the stadium and try to execute more than going to kind of a little bit more intricate plays, and there are certain things we just don't call with the twos because guys aren't pulling, guys are running the wrong route if you try to get too crazy off the base stuff for those guys. So they were okay. They're still the young guys. They're still trying to figure it out.
Talk about the lines, both sides of the ball look okay?
Yeah, they're coming along. We're young, got a lot of development still to go. And because when you are young, all those guys, every day they're going to get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. Older guys, I think, are doing a good job, but it's those younger guys. And right now, when you're in training camp, you look into a game. We're playing 15, 16 offensive linemen right now. Practice in a game, you probably bring an 8. So it's going to clean up an awful lot differently. So in the big picture, I think same with the D line. You spend a lot of times on those young guys getting reps. I think the great thing is I get a rep count from our coaches. It's the older guys don't get as many. I think Dak only played in 165 play scrimmage, took about 30 reps. And was pretty darn good, or whatever, 40 reps, whatever his reps were. He was pretty good on those. But it's the young guys. The same thing with Justin Malone and Justin Senior and Chris Jones and A.J. Jefferson. Training camp's not to make us feel good as coaches. Where you say, hey, let's put the great players and look how great football is. Training camp's to get those guys ready and the young guys develop to where they're ready to step on the field.